The full new state pension in 2026 pays roughly £230 a week. That is £921 a month. In most of Britain, that figure will not even cover the rent on a single room. By 2030, the Institute for Fiscal Studies warns that pensioner purchasing power could fall by another 18% as council tax, energy and food keep climbing faster than the triple lock. Translation: the British pension is quietly becoming a poverty wage. But 10 forgotten towns have not caught up with the rest of the country. 10 places where a pensioner can still rent, eat and heat the house on that cheque alone. 3 of them hide a life expectancy gap the councils will not advertise. 1 is about to be wiped off this list by a regeneration plan signed last winter. The order matters. Number 10. Kilmarnock, East Ayrshire. Kilmarnock has the cheapest band a council tax in mainland Scotland, roughly £1,340 a year. A 2-bedroom flat near Bonnyton rents for £475 a month. That leaves a pensioner with nearly £450 for food, heating and a pint. The town lost its Johnny Walker bottling plant and never replaced those 700 jobs. Whole streets sit half empty. Northwest Kilmarnock is the rough patch locals avoid after 10 at night. Stick to Riccarton or the Crosshouse side and you are living comfortably on the basic pension. The next town has sunshine and a coastline. It also has a secret that pushed it off most retirement guides. Number 9. Grimsby, Lincolnshire. Grimsby is the town estate agents forgot. A 1-bed flat near the centre goes for £390 a month. A full terraced house in the Cleethorpes Road area can be bought outright for £38,000. Council tax band A sits at £1,412 a year. The fish docks collapsed decades ago. Eastmarsh ranks in the top 1% of most deprived wards in England. Avoid it. Walk 15 minutes east into Cleethorpes and you're on a proper beach with a Wetherspoons where a pensioner meal costs £4.99. Grimsby has one of the highest pensioner populations per square mile in the country. There is a reason thousands of retirees quietly moved here. Keep that figure in mind. Number 8. Merthyr Tydfil, Wales. Merthyr was once the iron capital of the world. Now it is the Welsh Valley town where a 2-bed mid-terrace sells for £54,000 on Rightmove today. Council tax sits at around £1,590. The problem is life expectancy. For men in the Gurnos estate, it drops to 74 years. That is almost 5 years below the United Kingdom average. The Gurnos is the rough estate the council keeps pouring regeneration money into. Stay in Cefn Coed or Pant and you get a stone cottage, a view of the Brecon Beacons and a GP surgery that still knows your name. Merthyr trades price for altitude. The next town trades it for something far riskier. Number 7. Hartlepool, County Durham. Hartlepool is the northeast secret. Average rent for a 1-bedroom near the headland sits at £420. Council tax band A is £1,681 a year. The headland is historic and protected by a seawall the Environment Agency graded as medium risk in 2024. Rough Hartlepool is Dyke House and Oughton Manor. Both sit on police priority lists. Seaton Carew, 2 miles south, is a different world. It is a proper seaside village with a promenade, a golf course and bungalows for under £90,000. A pensioner here can live on £800 a month and still afford a weekly fish supper. That is rare maths in modern Britain. Number 6. Burnley, Lancashire. Burnley holds a record nobody mentions on the local news. It is officially the cheapest major town to buy a house in England. The average terraced house sold for £71,000 last autumn. Some back-to-backs near Daneshouse trade hands for £25,000 cash. A pensioner can own outright in Burnley on 2 years of savings. No mortgage, no landlord. Council tax sits at around £1,720 a year. Daneshouse and Stonyholme have sharp anti-social behaviour reports. Stick to Worsthorne or Padiham. Villages technically inside the borough, but quieter than most Cotswold lanes. The pensioner bus pass runs across the whole of Lancashire. Free travel county-wide. One town further north has cheaper rent and a secret the property supplements keep burying. Number 5. Sunderland, Tyne and Ware. Sunderland is the forgotten giant. One-bed flats near the seafront in Roker rent for £440 a month. Yes, seafront. The south side near Hendon is the patch you avoid. Hendon has needle drop-offs the council does not publicise. Roker and Fulwell are proper Victorian seaside neighbourhoods. Bakeries, a pier and a council tax band A of £1,639. Sunderland has something unique. The Metro tram links it to Newcastle in 22 minutes. A pensioner pass makes that journey free. Sunderland has quietly lost 14% of its population since 2001. That is why the rents stayed down. Nobody wanted to stay, which is exactly why you should go. Number 4. Middlesbrough, North Yorkshire. Middlesbrough has a postcode, TS1, where the average house price dropped below £40,000 in 2023 and has not recovered. £40,000 for a full terrace. That is not a typo. Council tax band A comes in at £1,704. Rent for a one-bedroom in Linthorpe, the nice side, sits around £430. On the basic pension, a retiree still walks away with over £400 a month for food, heating and travel. Here is the straight version. Central Middlesbrough has one of the highest violent crime rates per capita in England outside London. Gresham and North Ormsby are no-go, but Marton, Nunthorpe and the outer villages are leafy, safe and still inside the Teesside pensioner bus zone. Live on the edge of the town, never in the middle. The next 3 are where this gets interesting. Number 3. Blackpool, Lancashire. Blackpool is the most honest town in Britain. It does not pretend. Central Blackpool has the highest density of retired people on the basic pension in the entire United Kingdom. A studio flat near the North Shore costs £350 a month. A full one-bedroom is £410 a month. Council tax band A is £1,582. The catch is famous. Central Blackpool has the lowest male life expectancy in England, at 74.1 years. Partly lifestyle, partly deprivation, partly the sheer volume of retirees who moved here already ill. Bispham, St Anne and Cleveleys, all in the same transport zone, are a different story. Quiet, neat and the same rents. A pensioner in Cleveleys pays £400 rent, walks the promenade every morning and still has £600 in the account at month end. Blackpool is the proof this model works. The next town is where it gets unbelievable. Number 2. Hull, Kingston upon Hull. Hull shocked the property world last year. The average terraced house in the HU3 postcode sold for £46,000. A one-bedroom flat near the marina rents for £420. Council tax band A is £1,691 a year. Hull has something most cheap towns do not. It has a proper cultural infrastructure. It was the UK City of Culture in 2017, and the regeneration stuck. The fruit market area is now genuinely pleasant. The rough patches are Orchard Park and Bransholme. Locals will tell you that within 30 seconds of asking. Here is the hidden figure. According to 2025 ONS data, Hull has the lowest average weekly shopping basket cost in England. It is roughly 11% below the national average. On a pension, that compounds into hundreds of pounds back in your pocket every year. And that brings us to number 1. The town's so cheap, so well connected, and so quietly targeted that you need to know about it before the developers finish what they started. 1. Stoke-on-Trent, Staffordshire. Stoke is the answer. A 2-bed terraced house in the Cobridge or Tunstall areas sold for an average of £52,000 last quarter. Council tax band A is £1,528, among the lowest in the English Midlands. A 1-bed flat rents for £380. The 6 towns that make up Stoke, Tunstall, Burslem, Hanley, Stoke, Fenton and Longton each have their own high street. Each has a pensioner community. Each has rough patches. Hanley Centre at night is to be avoided. Cobridge has known issues. Trentham on the south edge is a garden village with a country park, and rents sit at £460. Stoke sits on the main west coast line. London is 90 minutes by train. Manchester is 40 minutes. That is commuter belt access at Valley Town prices. Here is the bit the council is not advertising. A regeneration plan signed off in late 2025 will convert over 2,400 empty properties in Hanley and Burslem into private rentals by mid-2027. The cheap window is closing. Pensioners who move in the next 18 months will lock in the old rents. The ones who wait will not. 10 towns where the basic pension still holds its shape. The numbers are real, the rough patches are real, and the window, particularly for the top 3 towns, is narrower than the property supplements want you to believe. Pick your street carefully. The difference between a good retirement and a hard one in any of these towns is often one postcode apart.